Well, let's call proceedings delayed just for a couple of minutes. I will just let's call proceedings commence with a delay just for a couple of minutes. What a beautiful sound. No, welcome to the Harcourts Holmwood auction rooms on this Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Well, let's call proceedings commence with a delay just for a couple of minutes. We're on. What a beautiful sound. No, welcome to the Harcourts rooms on this Thursday. Folks, a very warm welcome to the Harcourts Holmwood auction rooms. Yes. My name's Mark McGoldrick and I'm delighted to be your auctioneer today. And you know that we are here because Peter and Catherine Hampton, Lockie Hampton, the team Hampton from the St Albans office, have been marketing 140 St Albans Street. And I'd just like to acknowledge our owners, Faye and Peter, because they've been there since 1986, owners since 1992. But did you know that this particular part of St Albans used to be known as Knightstown, which I've just learned, and the police acquired the site in 1876 and had been owned by them up until 1992. And apparently the policeman used to ride on horseback. His beat was right up to Kaiapoi and back. So Peter, of course, you have done your time in the force, of course, there. So it's a tremendous and historic day for you too. And Faye, I know you might be having mixed feelings, but that's always the case with someone that's been there for a long and happy time. So we wish you all the very, very best for the future. Now, Peter and Faye have received an offer in advance of their scheduled auction date and one they deem acceptable in each and every regard. So in a moment, I'm going to ask Peter, if he is in the room at the time, to announce the amount of the offer. And at that point, the property will be on the market and sold. But we've got a little bit of a few formalities that we'll just run through beforehand. Thanks, Peter. So that we know that we're all operating on the same page, that we're all crystal clear with how we engage in the auction room today. And I know many of you would have probably, with an auction agreement, have memorised the conduct of auction, but I have to say that it's a little bit different today because of the auction being brought forward. So let me just run through this for you. The highest bidder shall be the buyer. That's obvious to you all. And when I call them, ask for Peter to call the property on the market, he'll call that figure, but you'll have the opportunity to bid. So it will be sold, but not before you have the opportunity to compete. There's not going to be a dispute today, I'm absolutely sure of that. I may still nominate the sum by which bidding's increased, but I place no limitations on you. I can refuse a bid, but I'm likely to do so in this forum as well. If we've got colleagues from the Harcourts network who are bidding for buyers, I'll identify those people to you. And the only other thing I would say is that immediately at the conclusion of the auction, which will be the wrap of the hammer, if you've not done so already, I ask that you will sign the contract, pay to a deposit to us, 10% of the purchase price, and acknowledge that you've received a copy of the REA approved guide, which is this document here, and then the sale will be formalised. Now, I'm going to accept your bid today on the basis that you have signed the purchaser acknowledgement form, just stating that you're eligible to buy real estate in New Zealand by way of citizenship or residency. Let's move on to the property at hand. Here it stands, 140 St Albans Street. It's in Merivale, not Knightstown as we now know it. And I'll refer to the agreement here where it is described as a freehold title. And it says here 826 square metres, but that's not strictly correct either because it has been part cancelled, which sounds quite drastic, but it's not to be too much worried about. It's just that there was some land acquired. 61 square metres was acquired by the Crown back in 94. So that's clause 28 in your agreement that you acknowledge that the title has had that 61 square metres cancelled. Comes down to about 765, Jared, I think we have discussed. Like I say, it is that size parcel. The rest of the legal description is accurate. Vacant possessions, what we're offering you on the 4th of February 2021, and you may have taken the time to pre-agree a different date in writing with the owner, and that would be absolutely fine. Now, I'm going to accept your bids on the basis that you have read and accepted the additional clauses 22 through to 27 regarding the as-is, whereas nature, the uninsured nature of the property, particularly around clause 27, that you've taken independent advice before you go bidding in the auction today, because I'm going to accept those bids on that basis. What can we say? Yes, it's a historic area, but it's a pretty happening area now, isn't it, in Merivale? And it's an area we love doing business in because people are flocking to be there. Land for development, this may be your project. You may be looking at a remediation strategy as well. But whatever it is, I'm sure you've done your sums with that size parcel in the proximity that it has, with school zonings underpinning your value and an easy walk to the Merivale village. Then it's an obvious no-brainer with the as-is-whereas situation that we're met with today. Peter Hampton, let's commence the auction. I'd like you to announce the amount of the opening and perhaps the closing off an hour. $570,000. That's the figure that's been accepted. 580. Dave Gopeth there bidding away at $580,000. We've got a new name that's going on the title there at $580,000. What are we thinking, folks? Who goes maybe straight to 600? This is the time to be strong. With the rarity of this land, development situations at $580,000. What's it to be? At 580. First call. Was it going to be the one extra bid or not? Second call at 580. I think 600 is the place to go. Third call at 580. 590. Robert, welcome into the bidding. 600,000 straight here, determined at 600,000. Got there eventually. 16. 16. 620 with you, David. 630. Opportunities abound. Here in Merivale, 630. You've been so strong. I'm sure you're going to reconsider that, David. $630,000. What are we saying, Jack? Otherwise, I knock it down. First call at 630. Second call, Brian, I'm looking your way too. Third call at 630,000. At 630, St Albans Street, 140. Merivale. Selling as is, where is? At 600. 635. Jack Milligan, Harcourts, 640 with you, Robert. 640. 640, 50 if you like, David. They say change your mind. Number 5. 45? At 645. On the window, 50 with you, sir. Of course you would. At 650. That hardcore of Merivale. At 650. The dulcet tones sound good. At $650,000, do I call it away? Do I sell it away? 140, St Albans Street, 650,000 is going for the first time. Any late bids? Going for the second time? Body language says no. At 650,000, 140 St Albans Street will be going into new ownership for the first time in 28 years. The property's going. Well done, well bought, sold. Good effort, guys. Thanks for your bidding, David, and tremendous campaign, Peter, Catherine and Lockie. Faye and Peter, all the very, very best for your future, which is just that little bit brighter after that little auction. Thanks very much, team.